Alright, what's up? How's everyone doing? Let's get a quick mic check, an audio visual check, see if everything's okay. We have a good live stream for you guys today. It is 2:30 a.m. here in Dubai, but the money doesn't sleep, as we know. And I'm traveling all the time and always in a different time zone. So I tend to stay awake just when the Americans are awake. So shout out to you guys in America. How are we all doing today? We've got a very, very good update. We're on Bitcoin right now, and let's just see if the audio and everything is okay. So everything is fine, let's go. Okay, we're a little bit impatient, but I understand. No, look, I just do it because it's better I do it and find out there is an issue than I just kind of roll with it. So anyway, here we go. I'm really, really happy with this. Here's the deal. Bitcoin was kind of, I don't know what happened last live stream. It doesn't even matter, but we were just kind of consolidating sideways, whatever. We ended up breaking up. We're on the 5-minute time frame right now. Let's switch it back to the 1 hour just to keep this simple. We were forming a classic bull flag, and this is after we broke out of a bearish descending triangle. Then we formed a rising wedge. Look at this, which we pumped out of. Then we formed another continuation, a very short-term bull flag, and then we topped out at $40,000. Now, if we really zoom in and take a look at exactly what was happening, we were actually losing momentum as we approached this level. Take a look at this. So these candles specifically, they were a little bit concerning for me when I was watching Bitcoin over here. We kept on getting rejected. Things were going bad. Bitcoin saw a series of small rejections before this as well, and things weren't looking terribly optimistic for Bitcoin in my opinion, but we ended up just kind of unleashing all the pressure, releasing all that pressure rather, and Bitcoin pumped right up above that $40,000 level. We nearly topped out at $40,500. We topped out at 40.4, which obviously serves as psychological resistance, but I think it's lesser than 30K, just like as a round number. This isn't as intimidating as 30,000. And then, however, we did see a really big dip. And let's just measure this. I mean, it wasn't that bad, to be honest. This was probably about 10%. Yeah, right there, look. So this was 10.5%, 10.4%. This is fine, but the fact that it happened in the space of, actually, let's measure how long it took as well. I mean, this was like less than an hour it took. Yeah, half an hour, we dipped down by 10.5%. So this was pretty big. And actually, I was in an Ethereum long position at this time. I was taking some really, really nice profits on the way up because I expected this dip. And then I got stopped out on the rest of that position at break even. So this is the trade I was telling you guys about yesterday, where a lot of you guys started panicking live in the live stream yesterday because Ethereum dipped down over here, and I didn't want to reveal it because this is information that goes into VIP only, but my stop loss, Ethereum bottomed out over here. I was in a long position that I entered somewhere around over here, and my stop loss was right here. So literally $4 lower than where we bottomed out was my stop loss, and as expected, we ended up continuing to rally up, and I was taking really, really nice profits all the way up to 50% profit if I'm not mistaken. Very, very happy with it, and then got stopped at break even on this dip, and now I'm in another Ethereum long position, which I won't reveal the details of because that's only for VIPs, but it's already in a nice profit. It's already in a really good profit considering how this has gone. So I'm really, really happy with that, with how this performance has been going so far. And so we switch it back to Bitcoin, and look, we got our rejection at $40,000. We saw a 10% dip in half an hour. Now we're rallying up. As we're going along, please continue to drop your questions with the @FORFLIES tag. I'm not going to be doing this live stream for long, although having said that, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I'll enjoy it, but I don't plan on sticking around for too long because, like I said, it is 2:30 a.m. right here. Good evening from France. Thank you very much. Hi from Switzerland. Absolutely amazing. 2:30 p.m. in Cali. I miss Cali so much. But anyway, we have had our first rejection at this level. You guys are going to love what I'm about to say because, look, the title of this live stream is what Bitcoin needed this to pump to 50K. We needed it. We needed a pullback to pump to. Where does pullbacks go within a trend like this? Our pullbacks right now are absolutely perfect. We're making another attempt. We're making another attempt. Oh, that's hard to say. We're making another attempt right now. We topped out at 40, dipped all the way down to about 36, and now we're already making attempt number 2. And this is a really big deal in my opinion. I really want to highlight how big of a deal this is in this market right now, because if we zoom out and we look at what kind of market language this market has right now, what kind of characteristic this market has right now, I've been pointing it out to you quite a bit, and regular viewers, regular subscribers of this channel will know exactly what I'm talking about. Shout out to everyone who is subscribed to this channel. You've been kept up to date with some of the best analysis here on this platform right here, the most grounded analysis you'll ever see. The gradient, the angle of attack of our trend was very, very, how do I say, it wasn't very steep compared to how it is right now. This is just a clear, easy to visualize example of how the trend has lately become much more aggressive. It's much more like a ladder now, whereas before it was more like a staircase. And so this is a representation of the fact that we are now in a parabola, and in a parabolic trend these things tend to get more and more aggressive. And so and it just keeps getting more and more aggressive, and it's not sustainable at all until we get a blow off top. There's a really big crash, and then we just kind of do something sideways for a little bit of time, and then we continue the uptrend higher. There are a lot of examples of this. Let me show you another one really quickly, just to show you that this has happened a lot of times in this market, like a lot of times. Let's use this as an example. This was a good example. I mean, you know, just continuously rallying really high, completely ridiculous trend, just like what we have right now. But then if we play forward, what actually ended up happening, we had a really big dip. It happened very quickly. In the space of just a couple of days, we ended up dipping by 30%. So imagine in about 3 days you lose 30% of all of your money. It's a really big deal. And I think someone said nice office. Thank you. I can't talk today. I think I'm too tired. I was falling asleep before this live stream, but I told my friend, yeah, don't worry about it. When I step in front of the microphone, I get all the energy back, and it happened. But no, so we ended up getting a really big dip very quickly here, and definitely look, I gotta really hit this point hard, because I know that a lot of you probably didn't live through this. I did, and this was fucking terrifying. You know, like, this was a big dip. It happened really quickly. It happened after the market was trending up so nicely. So a minus 30% dip that happens in such a short space of time is scary. And then we reach maximum pain because we consolidate downwards, and we think that we're just forming a bull flag because we've formed these patterns a lot of times. I was talking about this in yesterday's live stream, so you know exactly what I'm talking about if you saw that live stream yesterday. Once again, regular subscribers would have seen that, so shout out to you guys. But what we had right here was a very typical bull flag, but we ended up breaking down as a fake out, and then we pumped right through the sky, and we never saw those levels ever again. So this is an example of how these kind of tops, they do end up blowing off and crashing and then trading really badly for a significant period of time. Again, to put this into perspective, this awkward period lasted 40 days until we reached the prior all-time high. So it was 40 days of uncertainty pretty much, and it just kept getting worse. For how long? It kept getting worse for 34 days. It was only after the 34th day that we started to see like a light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, and I think that was quite concerning for Bitcoin at the time. And so that's what I'm expecting with the market right now. But crucially, that's only going to happen when we start gaining a very irrational confidence with the market. When the market starts to do things that are completely irrational, which it shouldn't be doing, like blowing through resistance areas. And so I get the feeling that we're going to make light work of $40,000. Here's the deal. At the bottom line, we're going to have our answer relatively quickly if this is going to be a blow off top, if we are going to consolidate, or if we're just going to continue up. We might even find out during this live stream or in the next few hours afterwards, although I'll definitely be asleep, so I won't know. But you know, what I'm thinking right here is if we really zoom in and take a look at what's happening again, I mean, pretty much just making a second attempt at the all-time high that we set earlier today. You know, potentially just punching above this ceiling after a couple of hours of consolidation. I don't think it'll go on to a couple of days. You know, it would make sense because, like I said, these trends, they do tend to get more and more aggressive as time goes on. So that's what I'm seeing with Ethereum right now. With Bitcoin right now. It definitely looks entirely possible that this is just another one of those little, like, typical kind of continuation patterns before Bitcoin is able to trade up. Look, we got our initial rejection. This is exactly what Bitcoin needed. We need rejections on the way up. As soon as we get these rejections, the road to move on upwards will be paved, but only after we get rejections, and we've had one now. And I really have to hit this point quite hard with you guys. Like, we look at Ethereum, or actually probably Bitcoin's still a better example of this, and we really zoom in. Look, I mean, we need these pullbacks to be testing, and basically, I mean, look, here's what these pullbacks are telling us. It's giving the market a chance to crash really, really low and prove one of two things. Either that the bulls have ran out of strength, they ran out of steam, so the market can trade really low, and then the bears can prove their strength in the market, or for the bulls to have a chance to reaffirm their strong position in the market and show us all that actually we're still very, very excited in this market. And that's what we did here yet again. That's what we did here. That's what we do on every steep dip that we get before a big rise, and I think that's what this was as well. Additionally, it also was just a pure liquidity grab. It was a really good example on Ethereum, because we take a look at and this was actually pointed out by another British friend who's actually flown into Dubai very recently. You know, Ethereum just kind of pumping up over here, forming a bit of a BART pattern, and then trading back downwards. If you guys know what BART patterns are, by the way, smash that like button, because you've been around, you've been through some shit if you know what a BART pattern is, and we've definitely seen some of those. Look, I mean, we've got quite a clear one right here. Potentially, I mean, this is a very clear one right here, actually, having said that. So typical grabs that we're in right now, and this makes sense. I mean, if you don't know what a liquidity grab is, don't worry, just skip over these few minutes. But broadly speaking, liquidity grabs will only happen when liquidity is low, and it is. You know, I mean, a lot of money has been moved off exchanges, and now we do just have I mean, not a lot of trading action. We can prove this really easily. I've already shown this to you quite a few times, and these are important background facts to understand so that you can really market movements into the context of, well, reality, basically. And if we drop a horizontal line right here at the peak of our current volume moving average, we can see that still this peak is nowhere near what we were seeing in 2017 for most of the year, right? Our current peak, when Bitcoin is at $40,000, the volume is way lower than what we used to see, than what we were used to seeing in the previous parabolic bull market. And really, I think that's for a very, very good reason. It's not concerning at all. It just means that no one wants to trade Bitcoin on the sell side. So there's just less volume being moved around. It's just very easy to push the price up, but that means liquidity is low. And again, we know that. We have the privilege, with this being a blockchain space, to be able to analyze what's happening on the blockchain. And we can tell when money is being deposited onto an exchange or when money is being removed from an exchange. We can tell that very easily, and we know that money has been moved off an exchange. And it's kind of like, look, you've got a bunch of gold, and usually you keep all of your gold at the jeweler's house, or I don't know what you call it, wherever you sell gold. You usually keep all your gold in this place, but then you move all of your gold, you transport it all the way to your storage facility. And it's very clear, if your gold is in your storage facility, you're not planning on selling it anytime soon. You just want to hold on to it, you want to use it, whatever. It's only when you move it back to the market, where people are going to be buying it, is when there is a risk of it being sold. And this is the same deal we have with Bitcoin right now. There's less Bitcoins just available in the market to be sold right now. They're just not around the market. They're not, the Bitcoins are not in the exchanges. They're in storage because people plan on holding them, and that reduces liquidity, and that's why we're seeing these grabs as well. So guys, simply just being aware of this, which obviously we were with the FORFLIES team, we've been able to position ourselves with this recent trade to not suffer losses on this really, really big drop, because at the end of the day, this was a very clear liquidity grab. A lot of people got screwed over, and a lot of people have been getting screwed over, but yet again, I walked away with a profit, and now again already in a very, very nice profit on this next Ethereum leg up, where really all we did was we came back down to test support after testing a very, very strong area of resistance, not for Ethereum, but for Bitcoin. And I think that's a really, really big deal. Guys, I know I always show you really positive and impressive testimonials, but remember this one I showed you like 1 or 2 days ago? This guy mentioned he went from 60, he actually went from 30, so he made a typo over here. He went from 30K to 750K in 10 months, just getting started, and then obviously I'm replying saying there's much more upside from here. This was 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago, that we were both talking about how there's much more upside. And here's the next message he sent me today. So just earlier today, oh, this is hard to read, but this is 1.8 BTC and 52 Ethereum coins this guy made in 2 separate trades over the past 48 to 72 hours. And then the next screenshot, officially a millionaire, my friend. Thank you very much. And just absolutely amazing. Obviously, I've invited him out to Dubai for us to celebrate this huge, huge success on a yacht. A VIP member here right now today. yesterday now, becoming a millionaire. 1 million and $85,000. I must be reading that wrong. I don't even know. That's too many numbers. It's too late at night for me. I'm tired, but super impressive. I mean, this is bound to happen. And like I said, I mean, like this guy said, the market is just getting started. You know, like it's not like it's too late to join VIP at all. This market is heating up. It's staying hot. Crucially, it keeps getting hotter. I've been warning you guys about this since like September, you know, and it's just kept getting better and better and better. So obviously, you know, members over here absolutely killing it. Once again, this guy, very new to VIP, if I'm not mistaken, turning a 370% profit and then a 235% profit, blowing up his account. Yeah, I'm seeing the comments here, right? It's really cool. Blowing up his account up to 1.9 BTC, but then still mentioning that capital preservation is king. If I said bear market, by the way, I meant to say bull market. Yeah, like I'm messing up my words. Bite me. It's 3 a.m. I don't care. This guy mentioning that capital preservation is king. And this is really important because this guy's making big money. He's seeing really big profits, but he's still prioritizing keeping his money safe. And this is where we have another example. Like, look, this guy couldn't have gone from 30K to 750K and then a couple days later to 1 million without having really good risk management as well as good trades. And this is where I'm showing you that VIP members a lot of the time are able to have their cake, have those big gains, and eat it in the form of keeping those big gains. So we have a lot of examples of that happening daily. Members who are completely new to this style of trading, look at this, making a 75% profit, a 25% profit at the same time, getting into the swing of things and understanding how to use this very dangerous tool. If you want to join VIP and find out how these people have been able to pull these huge successes, then the steps to join are on screen right now. Click on the first link in the description down below, click on the @FORFLIES button, and then click on the send message button to ask me how to join VIP. If I'm not mistaken, my assistant is still online right now. We are warriors in this team. We don't sleep. We're up here. No, we do sleep, but we put in the time. To make this possible. I was thinking about it today. I remember, look. So just something to point out. By the way, I know that a lot of you probably haven't had this problem, but VIPs do. When they reach this guy's level, this guy isn't able to trade anything higher than, I believe this is a $2 million position size or something like that. On this is Bybit. He's not able to trade anything higher than $2 million position sizes now because he's blown his accounts up to be so high. So this is just another really impressive thing right here. I mean, you literally can't. This guy literally can't put in more money. He's maxed out the bloody exchange with how much he's making money with right now. So this is just, I mean, who knew? Like, I didn't even know that limit was there. Like, I don't even trade with such large amounts of money. So this is really cool. Look at this, like literally using the max position size as possible. Absolutely killing it. I can't wait till he comes to Dubai. I'm already planning on getting him on a little podcast episode for you guys, and we can potentially do it live, and we'll have a lot of questions. I'll ask you guys for questions that you want to ask him as well, because he has mentioned that he's happy to get on a podcast. We probably won't reveal who he is, so it might just be audio only, but definitely really cool. Oh, and by the way, the best part about this is this guy, he runs a lot of businesses globally, right? So he's not like a low life degenerate who's sitting around his computer all day. Like he's got a sofa, he's got his businesses. Like, he's a busy person for all intents and purposes, and still able to make these kind of gains, which really just reaffirms that you don't need to spend endless amounts of time trading. Actually, the more time you spend trading, the worse it usually is, because you slip into potential gambling habits. But instead, taking a relaxed approach, I think, is super beneficial. So once more, if you want to join VIP, then click on the first link in the description down below, then click on the @FORFLIES button, and then click on send message to ask me how to join VIP. What else have we got here in the comments? Good Live asking me, what is the best platform to trade? I can't tell you what the best platform is, but I am sponsored by Phemex, and I think that they're a great exchange. And bottom line, you got to try out a bunch of different exchanges. So you can try Phemex out. Click on the first link in the description down below. I forgot their name for a second. Click on the first link in the description down below. It's not the first link, I'm sorry. You can really tell how tired I am. But I had to get this live stream out. There is a link to Phemex in the description. You'll see it. You're smart enough to find it. And and you can sign up there. I think you get like a deposit bonus. So if you deposit X amount, you get money free to trade with. And actually, I was talking to somebody about how I don't like when exchanges do that. And this is the thing, like people partner up with me and they're like, Sammy, you're saying the wrong things. We want you to like be flattering us and stuff. But like, no, like I'll be partnered with an exchange or partnered with a company or something, and I'll still speak my mind. I'll still say the truth. And honestly, I don't like this whole system of incentivizing gambling by giving people free money. And I was talking to someone about it, and he told me, Sammy, why don't you just tell these guys to consider using the free money that these exchanges give you when you use my referral links? Just consider using those funds as test balances. And so if you deposit, for example, 0.01 BTC, you might get $200 free to trade with, and just consider that your test balance to understand the buttons of the exchange as you go through my tutorial, because there's also a tutorial I made on Phemex, which you can find by typing this into YouTube. And so I think that's a very, very good approach, and I thought it was worth highlighting to you guys. So anyway, that's enough of all of that stuff. This is the core Bitcoin analysis, and it gets a little bit better, but I get to why it gets better in just a second. I just want to, sorry, this is Ethereum. I just want to highlight once again that potentially, pushing these levels. I mean, Bitcoin getting rejected here is exactly what we needed. I mean, it wouldn't just be a straight fly through this $40,000 level, but I think it can happen relatively soon because we're already trading back here again. And look, the bears haven't stepped in. I mean, we peaked at where? What is this high? Looking at the OHLC, the high we set $39,998, and so we are definitely really, really peaking right now. And the bears, I mean, what did the bears even do? I mean, we peaked there and we dumped by what, like $300? We dumped by 1%. Come on, I mean, there's no power, not even 1%. My god, the bears couldn't even do anything at these key psychological resistance areas. And so I'm just not seeing a lot of resistance. I'm not seeing a lot of reason for this market to dip yet. Crucially, I think that, look, it needs to get really predictable that Bitcoin is going to continue to rise up. And so it needs to really do a lot of shocking things on a very consistent basis, to the point where, even the most devout, how do I say, the most devout skeptics end up saying that, like fuck it, I'm just gonna believe in Bitcoin now, and I'm just gonna like throw the towel, and I'm gonna start buying or whatever. And it's at that stage that we usually start seeing these markets then see a really, really big dip. And I'd like to think we're not there yet. I've seen what it looks like when we're there, and it doesn't look like what we're in right now. I mean, it's been a long time, so maybe I don't remember, but this is literally like my life's work, so I think I would have a pretty good bearing of it. And from my experiences and my knowledge, we're not there yet. So I think it should be a pretty easy ride up. But even if we do consolidate, I mean, the news where it gets even better, in my opinion, is that if we take a look at what's going on with Ethereum, and actually we had some requests to look at the ETH BTC chart. By the way, now is when you should be dropping your questions in the comments if you have any. Ethereum ended up gaining a lot of power against Bitcoin recently, and now losing a little bit of it as of the past 24 hours or so, as of the past actually couple of days, losing a little bit of that power that Ethereum had over Bitcoin, where Ethereum was gaining more strength against Bitcoin. But crucially, it's going to, I think, regain a lot of that power and really, really pump up and get quite strong in the face of Bitcoin, basically gain a lot of value against Bitcoin. If Bitcoin ends up trading sideways. And we have a lot of instances of that happening. Let me show you how this might look. Let's probably, we don't need these lines anymore. Actually, I want to just pat myself on the back once more, stroke my ego just one last time over how amazing this analysis was. I mean, it's been on point constantly throughout 2020, but this was just like amazing. It just, and the reason it was amazing is, first of all, it was quite easy to predict, but more importantly, the bloody gap that I predicted here that we would teleport between. I mean, you know, like I told you about Cardano. Remember I told you about Cardano, and it was like a really big gap, and I said, hey, look, if Cardano breaks this green line, I would expect it to reach this green line. And now we're doing the same thing in reverse. It broke this green line, so I'd expect us to reach the next one. Hopefully we do that, although I don't care as much about it anymore because we already did it recently. But you know, this is impressive on its own, and this is only a 17% range. But my God, this range on Ethereum is 100%. I mean, I'm sorry, this is the wrong line. This isn't even. Oops, yeah, this isn't even like the wrong range, but you know, this analysis on Ethereum was correct, and it ranged between 100%. This is so powerful. I mean, to be able to trade that, VIP members saw me doing it. Like, there was a lot of money made for me trading this gap and now trading it above these levels as well. So just to put it into perspective, how much money can be made if you know what to look for and you're able to see these updates posted in VIP. This is no doubt how a lot of people have been able to pull these kind of gains, including this guy. Once again, I really have to make a big deal about it today, guys, because this guy just became a millionaire with crypto. Mentioned to me, we were talking in the voice messages after this about how it started off being like a side hobby thing for him, just something he was experimenting with, just kind of trying out. He didn't know anything about trading. He didn't even know what candlesticks were. He had our yearly package, which gives you free access to our Advanced Academy course, and that course was designed to run you through absolutely everything I know with regards to trading from A to Z. So literally, first of all, do you know how to use a mouse? Do you know how to type on a keyboard? And do you understand English? If yes, you will understand what's in this course. And that was the idea behind it. So literally starting off with ground level topics like what does trading mean? What does long mean? What does short mean? Showing you which exchanges I use and how I use them, what the buttons mean, what buttons to press, different things like that. And then, you know, we dial it up. We cover basics of trading, basics of fundamental analysis, technical analysis. It's everything. It's absolutely everything. It's over 10 hours of content that this guy had access to, and he didn't know anything about trading when he joined, and he ended up turning this result. This is like the exemplary kind of person who knew nothing when he started, and then just absolutely blew it up. So this is really cool, and I think that yeah, a lot of you guys would really enjoy taking a look at what's inside the group with that in mind. But the main thing I wanted to show you, I'm going to remove these lines now. Just once again, I had to like point that out because that was huge. I mean, regular subscribers, you know exactly what's up. Those of you who hit the like button every video, you know exactly what's up with this kind of stuff. It's you know, like it's just been constant on this channel. We've been tracking these things very well. But you know, right here, I want to point out where Ethereum really started going haywire and how it compares to Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame and see how this looks. And actually, probably it'll make even more sense on the 1-hour time frame. So let's do that, and let's manipulate the charts a little bit so it's a bit easier to understand. And really, there's two things I want to show you here. I want to drop some horizontal lines to show you key times in the market. The first horizontal line I want to drop is when Ethereum pretty much starts going parabolic. This is where it peaks. Yeah, I mean, this is all we need to look at, really. And if we overlay the Bitcoin chart now, we can see very well. And by the way, this chart is not in perspective right now. This chart was way more impressive. I'm skewing it a bit. I'm distorting the Ethereum chart just so that we can see this for the sake of explanation. But in real life, this was more impressive than it looks. But right here, when Bitcoin nearly tops out, and then when it does top out and it trades downwards, this is where Ethereum really pops off. And that's why I've constantly been interested in trading it, because we can see very clearly that when Bitcoin takes a small tumble downwards, a small slow tumble downwards, Ethereum pops the hell off. This is really cool. This is exactly what I would like to see. And it's not like this all the time. There's another example over here where actually it does work. Let's draw another 2 horizontal lines so I can show that to you. So Bitcoin tops out here. the drop stops over here, and all the while Bitcoin is dropping, setting lower lows, setting lower highs rather, but only one low, Ethereum continues trending higher. So we have a very, very clear example here where when Bitcoin trends lower, but not in a bad way, Ethereum tends to blow up, right? So when Bitcoin trends a little bit lower, not necessarily in a bad way, nothing scary in the market, it's just whatever, like it's just a little bit of money bleeding out, you're not really expecting a super big dump, that's when Ethereum tends to blow up. Just going off this very, very crude analysis. Obviously, I'm not your financial advisor. You shouldn't be listening to me. You shouldn't even be watching this channel. And by the way, as of 2 days ago or yesterday, UK viewers shouldn't be watching this channel either. I don't like, if you're from the UK, you shouldn't be watching this channel. Your government deems this to be too dangerous for you. So come join me in the Middle East where they actually like having business and money. So yeah, I do think that you know, absolutely, if Bitcoin is able to, you know, just consolidate here a little bit, get some small rejections here, scare the people. There's someone talking about how we're dropping now. Like, yeah, we're dropping a bit by what, like $300 at $40,000? Like, who cares? This is nothing. It's the same thing I had to point out last time when I was live with you guys, and we got that little, very, very little crash that came within $4 of my very, very nicely chosen stop loss there that kept me in my position all the way up to 50% profit. You know, like a lot of people started panicking here, and just go back and watch the previous live stream. Watch it. It was near the end of the live stream. You can see how I was acting. I was completely fine. I didn't even care. We came within $4 of my stop loss, and I didn't even mention anything. And like, it doesn't register on my radar, and that's because I've got my plans defined already. I have no business in interfering with my plans once they're set. I trade like a robot, very, very mechanical. And when you see it implemented in real time inside of the VIP group, and when you see me doing this in front of you over and over and over, I'm never like, there are never exceptions where I think, oh, but this time I should intervene or that time. No, I'm always very, very precise and how do I say, like secure with what I do in this sense. It actually tends to work out very well. Okay, I need to, as I speak, I do need to lower my stop loss because I told VIPs I'd be doing that. So let me very quickly, you see me trade real quick. So I did mention to VIPs that I would be lowering my stop loss later on, and I should do it right now just in case. Just in case it becomes too late at another time. This is, never done this before, this is a first. Alright, I've just sent that alert into VIP, so I'll lower it on my side as well. Alright, I'm done. Cool. Yeah, so I mentioned to VIP, part of the deal with VIP is when I'm making updates in, oh, I see a lot of messages about VIP. Okay, my assistant isn't here, so I'll reply to you when I'm done. When I'm trading and things like that, one of the things that I'll always do is mention to VIPs what I'm doing in real time. I'll give them the information on exactly how I'm updating my trade, where I'm taking profits, where I'll be moving my stop loss and things like that. And a little bit before this live stream started, only like 10 minutes before the live stream or something, I mentioned that I'm planning on reducing my stop loss. More like an hour before this live stream actually, I said I will lower it to allow for more breathing space later on. I said this an hour and a half ago, so now I've lowered it, and you've seen live that I've actually implemented that very same like, you know, promise basically in my real-time trading. So super important there as well. But like I said, once Bitcoin kind of does something a little bit boring, that's when I would expect Ethereum to really do very nicely. Overall, we are seeing more weakness from Ethereum against Bitcoin, and actually quite a bit if we zoom in right here. Look at this. But hopefully on this chart, we are establishing a little bit of support around this kind of level. Hopefully we can get a bounce relatively soon. I think it lines up really well. Only concern I have is, look, 40k is a strong resistance area, but how strong could it really be? You know, like, I don't think it can be terribly strong. So I'm not too worried about that, just considering that we are in a parabolic rally right now and things are really extreme. I definitely, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we can fly through this resistance. Dan S asking, the UK banned Bitcoin. They didn't ban Bitcoin, they just banned leverage trading, and obviously that's like the only thing I do. So that's why UK viewers shouldn't watch this channel anymore. It's to do with the government. So blame the government, always the government. What else have we got? Let's just take a look at my notes. Oh yeah, and so the other thing, by the way, is if we are getting a situation where, so to break it down and make it clear, when we had that, what I just showed you on the chart, when we had that situation where Ethereum was pumping when Bitcoin started trading slightly lower, Ethereum shot the hell up. When Bitcoin starts trading slightly lower like this, it's not that money is leaving Bitcoin and going back into US dollars or whatever. It's more so that money is leaving Bitcoin and entering the altcoins. And once again, only a little bit of Bitcoin's market entering a very small market like Ethereum or like Cardano, it will blow that market up. That's where we get a lot of speculation. That's where little news releases can really blow a market up and send it flying into the stratosphere and towards the moon. That's what tends to happen, right? So like a little bit of Bitcoin's market spreads out into the rest of crypto, and we tend to see massive blow-ups in a good way in the altcoin market. So one of the other coins that I will have my eyes on, I'm actually an ambassador for them, is Plutus, or is it Pluton? I don't know if the coin is called Plutus or Pluton. Well, the coin is called Pluton, I'm pretty sure. They have just been listed on Bitfinex and I believe KuCoin. So they're making a lot of moves in this space, and crucially, what they offer is banking solution. Well, I can't call them a bank. They offer accounts, basically. They're basically bank accounts which can also be linked to crypto. And I'm showing you the wrong chart here. This is Plu against Bitcoin. Obviously, it's destroyed against Bitcoin. Everything is destroyed against Bitcoin. Where's the correct chart? I'm looking for something against the dollar with a lot of price history. So there's not much. Actually, probably just using CoinMarketCap is the way to go to show you Pluton. And this is probably lighting up my face massively right now. This must be fun. This is another coin I'm interested in purely because of how many releases they've been doing over the past while. There's zero hype around this coin right now. Absolutely zero. Volume is on the floor. It's terrible, to be honest. It's really bad. But this will spike up when things start getting exciting again. Look at this. So volume over here, when we start entering this kind of bubble, price action ends up going into the millions of dollars at its peak. What was the volume? Just to put this into perspective of the potential for Plutus, the potential that is realized many times before, by the way. So not like Ripple. This is better than Ripple. You know, I mean, volume, several $100 million traded in one day. So absolutely has the potential to do this again, I think. And crucially, that will be when people start really taking quite speculative bets on the altcoin market. And as soon as a company like Pluton starts announcing that now they have a banking license, which they're working towards, for example, or a new product release with their iPhone, Android app, or whatever, I think that could really blow up Pluton. I'm sorry, so the company is Plutus. It's so late. I'm going to get these things wrong. And you know, with their token being so closely interlinked with their app and their, you know, the other stuff they do with their website, we can actually take a look at their website right here. With their token being quite a crucial part of that, people who use their platform are incentivized to get their token. So I'm still holding on to mine. I don't plan on releasing it at all, seeing how these highs have gone. And this is something I'm also interested in. So definitely take a look at it if that's something you think you might like as well. But I don't really dabble in the altcoins too much. It's very rare I'll look at something like Plutus. Like I said, I work with them. I think they're a good project and I think they have potential. Honestly, I just think it's an easy bet. That's why I'm working with them. I spoke to that Martini guy. I'm sure that a couple of you guys know who he is. He's another YouTuber, and you know, like, I just kind of trust him. Whenever he says a project is good, I just listen to him. I don't take financial advice from him because he's not a financial advisor, but I decided I wanted to do a little bit of Plutus work as well, because he was, and if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. So I trust him as my altcoin guy. So right there, yeah, getting a little bit of a dump right now. I am glad I moved my stop loss lower. That's going to help me. Definitely quite useful. So we'll see what happens here. If we do end up dumping quite a bit lower, then I would expect some support around the 37k range, potentially down here at the 35k range where we consolidated sideways. But I'm not really too concerned about any one of these support areas right now. Even if we go as low as my stop loss on Ethereum or whatever, for example, it's still not really going to concern me. I already mentioned to VIP members that if these positions do go south, they haven't yet, but if they do, I will just continuously re-enter these positions on Ethereum, because I'm seeing so much upside here. I'm seeing so much upside potential, a very, very easy ride up to the all-time high for Ethereum, as long as Bitcoin can just kind of stay calm and stable for a little bit. I'm not asking for a lot, maybe just a day that Bitcoin trades calmly and stable. That would be enough for Ethereum, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. We don't really know, but right now, you know, like trading so close to these highs, getting these little rejections that don't really mean anything, this is a good sign. These rejections, they get bought up very quickly. As long as we don't dip below this kind of area, which is where we found support very recently. Look at this, we found support right here. As long as we don't dip below this kind of area on the very, very small time frames, I'm not going to be worried about Bitcoin. So final thing I have to do, as usual, before I start going into your questions, start tagging me now. I'm sure you guys know how to. Ryan saying massive dump. No, it's not, mate. You haven't seen a massive dump. Start tagging me like this. Tag me like this for questions in the live chat if you read your question, because that means that I can read it easily. And oh, someone's asking for dark mode. Good idea. I should probably put this in dark mode for next time. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so the final thing that, what was the final thing? Now I forgot. Oh, by the way, the more I look at this, the more it looks like a bull flag. This is really nice. Yes, so the final thing I wanted to look at were things like the Ichimoku cloud, give you an update on where some of those support levels are. They're definitely quite far away. Bitcoin has really detached itself from these indicators, but we've seen a pretty nice lift off from this Ichimoku cloud. This is something I was talking to you about a little bit earlier. So once again, exactly as predicted, we've ended up moving really, really nicely out of that cloud. We've also made very, very good use of that 4-hour EMA ribbon. So this is another thing I was highlighting for you with a lot of optimism. We've done the same thing on the 1-hour time frame. Look at that. This big crash we got, big crash, only 10%. It ended up moving just like this into the EMA ribbon, showing us that we have a lot of momentum on smaller time frames to still pump really high. So I'm definitely very, very happy with how it's moving. I couldn't really change this. I can't really be upset or wishing that anything was different right now. So let me go through some of your questions now. Ghost Note saying, lol, that's not a massive dump. No, it's not a massive dump at all. This is nothing. Like, can we just zoom out and put this into perspective? Like, you can't even see how much we dipped. You can't even see it. So no, this was nothing. This was no big deal at all. What else have we got here in the comments? Move the stop loss. FORFLIES moved the stop loss perfect, and Bybit went right to where the previous one was. Yes, it's the people I bank with, they have a theory that because my analysis is so obviously I used to tell them about my analysis a little bit back. They have a theory that the real whales are actually inside FORFLIES VIP, and that's why we're so accurate, and the market just kind of bends to my will. I'll take it. Michael asking, FORFLIES, how long did it take the guy you mentioned earlier, 30k to 1 million? Right here, he said it. He says it himself. It took him 10 months. So he joined March of 2020. Was it March? I think it was later than that. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure. For some reason, I keep thinking it's March, and then I read back the chat history, and then I think it was May. But he says 10 months, so whatever. If it was March, it's 10 months. And yeah, this is a huge, huge gain. Huge gain. And like he said over here, it's not like This is happening slowly. I'm sorry, it's not like the good times are gone and the train is gone or anything like that. The next things we were talking about in our voice messages after these text messages were exchanged was that you know, the situation where even if the market starts tanking, we're still gonna make money on the way down, and so there's absolutely nothing to worry about in that case. I mean, you know, like, it's still looking really, really good, and I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, this guy, 10 months to go from 30k to his first million in trading. Daniel, FORFLIES, I want to increase my ETH position. Would you trade your Bitcoin or buy more ETH to add your holdings? I can't answer that. I hold both and I trade both. I like holding, but I like having both. I don't hold much Ethereum though. FORFLIES, Dave the Wave saw as the possible final step for the parabola. What do you think? I don't understand your question. Arash, please go over Link. Love to get your thoughts on it. Yeah, I take a look at Link quite often. Link ended in... yeah, this is beautiful. Oh, this is... Alright, this is something I would trade. This is my language. Yeah. Yeah, Link bouncing off. So Link ended up... this is moving exactly as I predicted. We broke this Fibonacci. I said if we break this, we probably rise to this one. But if we rise to this one, I also expect we would break it, because last time we got rejected. But this Fibonacci level is not strong. So this is moving exactly as predicted as well. If you're not channel, you really do need to. I keep saying we're close to 60k. This has taken a bloody long time. We are very close, don't get me wrong. How far away are we? Oh, we're 9 subscribers away. So we're going to hit it during this live stream. But... if you're not subscribed already, you probably would have missed the analysis on this. Link looks really good right now. It's doing the classic thing. Look, nothing will get me more excited. Nothing will excite me more at all. You can put the best, you know, like the best looking anything in front of me, cars, women, whatever. Nothing will excite me more than breaking above a resistance level and then coming back down to test it as support. Here's the caveat though. It's not that perfect, because Link right now has a reputation for overshooting resistance and support quite a bit, and so it's quite inaccurate in that sense. We've already overshot it, and not by a little bit. This is by a fairly substantial amount. Yes, we overshot it by 3%. That's still a little bit, but that's enough to trigger most people's breakout rules, and now we're back at the support area, which is good. But with Bitcoin at resistance, I mean, like I said, I don't think it's going to be a big problem for Bitcoin. But I think, look, bottom line, I think this is really good. I like it. I might actually choose to trade this and probably put my stop loss somewhere around here below this wick. But I'll see. This is because I'm already in a trade. I'm not super happy with the idea of taking on even more risk. Eric W, how much leverage did he use? I don't know, probably similar to me, so 5-10 times. So probably, I don't know. I didn't ask. Actually, let's see if he says it. Let's see if he shows it in the screenshot. He might show it. 5 times leverage right here. 5 times leverage. So actually, quite a bit less than me. I usually use about 10. Talk about BNB. I have no business talking about BNB. I don't like Binance. Where do you recommend buying for US citizens? I never make any recommendations, Daniel. I know that a lot of US members in VIP, they like Coinbase. Coinbase is easy and relatively quick. Their fees are high. There are a lot of exchanges, man. You just type in buy Bitcoin with USD and like, you know, put it in Google. You'll see a lot. Seb B, why are all of you guys in Dubai at the same time? Taxes, politics, weather. Not in that order. For me, it's in that order, actually. No. For me, politics is first. Politics in the West is fucked. Look at Capitol Hill yesterday. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. R.I.P. to the woman who died. What a waste of life. What a waste of good life. Really stupid. You know, politics first and foremost for me. Then yeah, I mean, I know that obviously a lot of these crypto guys, they're here because of taxes and stuff, which is great too. They charge you basically nothing here, but and then there's the weather. So, you know, like Europe's in lockdown, Dubai wants your money, and Dubai is making it easy to give your money. So, you know, like it's bound to happen. That's why all of us are here. I'm holding Bitcoin. I'm going with your advice. I never give advice. In fact, I'm not even going to read that. I don't give advice. That's just not okay. Bitcoin dominance is too much. I think it's going to go higher. How come Bitcoin is mirrored to ETH? Because they're similar assets, so they tend to move in the same way. FORFLIES, not sure the UK ban is a big issue. I'm from the UK and I'm able to trade it as a self-certified sophisticated investor. That sounds like exactly the type of corrupted bullshit that the UK would come up with. So, nice. I'm glad that you're able to be an exception, but I'm sorry, this hypocrisy triggers me so much. I just can't. Look, it's not a big issue, obviously. Most exchanges don't even care, but good on you. If you have a way to spread that knowledge, then yeah, other people need to find out. If it's something like the US accredited investor system, which is also just as bad as any hypocritical bullshit that UK can come up with, then actually most people won't be able to use your solution because they probably need to be millionaires or something, which is really fucked up. But I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm not surprised that there's exceptions. There's exceptions to the bloody quarantine rules in the UK. If you're investing more than, like, I don't know, 50,000 or 500,000 or 5 mil or something in the UK per year, you don't even need to quarantine when you're traveling and stuff, you know. So if you're rich, you got to pass with anything. UK knows that more than anywhere else. Well, actually, to be fair, it's the same everywhere. Every country can complain about that, but it's especially annoying in the UK where it's supposed to be super free and fair and equal. You know, like at least no one's lying to themselves that Dubai is an equal place and that it's always going to be fair. Like, everyone knows that it's not like that. We know where we stand over here. We're not bullshitting ourselves. We're not paying taxes up the arse, so we don't even have a say. This is the way I see it. Like, I don't pay taxes in Dubai. Why should I care? Like, what? You do whatever the hell you like the government, you know. Like, I pay taxes in the UK. I want a bloody, I want a say, and I want a voice. Anyway, completely off topic. Whales are selling. I don't know. Could be. If you trade BTC on Bybit or Phemex and you short using your BTC, are you selling your BTC or are you just shorting the principal and earn PNL and BTC? The second one. I guess technically you're selling your Bitcoin and then buying it back later. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. FORFLIES, since we were in a topic of Coinbase today, it was down like a few hours during 40k pump. Yeah, my friend was telling me about that. And I'm afraid it could do the same at 50k. Should I move it to any other exchange? Yeah, it probably will do the same thing. I can't tell you what you should do or shouldn't do. I always think it's a good idea to have alternatives, though. This is why I was telling you about Phemex. This is why I'm also partnered with Prime XBT. This is why I also mention Bybit from time to time. These are the 3 exchanges I use. It's always good to have a backup. Not only because these exchanges can have outages and they can go down and they can have server overload issues, but they can get hacked. You know, like, there's a much higher chance of you or an exchange getting hacked during a bull market than a bear market. Way higher chance. And if it happens, you're going to lose a lot more money as well. So obviously, it makes a lot of sense, in my opinion, to have multiple exchanges and multiple backups. I've got links in the description to the ones I use. I believe Binance US also allows you to buy and sell Bitcoin spot. There are a lot of alternatives. So if you're looking for, like, not you obviously because you're in the US, but if you're looking for like a leverage, how do I say, backup, then you know, like, Phemex is great. I think they're really, really good, and I use them. Like I said, I mean, you know, you gotta try out a bunch and see what you like, and I think Phemex is one of them. They allow you to trade with 0 fees. There's no KYC required, so I do know that some of our US members do connect to these exchanges with VPNs. So far, no problems that I'm aware of. So yeah, just something to be aware of, but I can't recommend that, obviously. FORFLIES, do you think we can reach 50k in Bitcoin once we pass 40k? Yeah, that's exactly what this live stream is about. Absolutely, I think that's the case. Just want to check if we're at 60k. I'm so excited by this. Are we at 60? We're really close. I can't refresh this page. Are we at 60? Yes, we are. Well, there we go. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for all of the support. 60,000 subscribers. Young me would have been very... Young me was really fucked up. I wanted to be famous when I was younger. That was really stupid. But no, this is really, really cool. So thank you for for all of the support, all of you guys. Let me continue to go through the questions and pay it back. Like I said, I think I said it in FORFLIES Gold yesterday. Look, like whether VIP or not, doesn't matter. Like regular YouTube viewer, if you're not even in FORFLIES Gold, which is my free Telegram channel, I'm still always gonna work to give you my best possible content. And let me get real with you guys. Let me level with you guys right now and actually tell you like the honest truth. I mean, you know, most of you guys are probably clocked this already. It's pretty obvious, but obviously these YouTube videos, they take time, they take energy, they take planning to produce. I like making YouTube videos, so I mentioned like I was feeling super sleepy, but I also mentioned to my friend that as soon as I step behind the microphone, I'm a different person. I love it. I genuinely get a buzz, but it's an inconvenience, and I wouldn't be doing it if there weren't an incentive for me. And obviously part of that incentive is running VIP, because it's really easy. I just need to tell you what I'm doing, and so it's quite straightforward, and I've got my assistants managing it, and we've got our own in-house team of analysts as well. So, you know, it's relatively straightforward to run, and what this taught me is that by providing you guys, the free viewers, stuff like that, with really good high quality content consistently, it benefits me, it benefits you, it hopefully doesn't benefit the rest of the market, and it's a win-win-lose in that case. We win, you, me win, we win, the other guys don't. That's what we want. And and so that's why my pledge is no matter what position you're in, I will always continue to do the best I can, produce the best quality content for free, paid members, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's always my goal. I'm a young guy. You guys know, a lot of you. I'm 19, and I learned very early on that when everyone wins, I win. And from a selfish perspective, that's also why I care so much about delivering good quality content to you, getting on the stream at 2:30 a.m., now 3:30 a.m. here in Dubai, to deliver valuable content at a valuable hour. So that's me leveling with you guys. Let's get back to the questions. 100k soon in 2021. I think it's possible. By the way, that's not the kind of analysis I do, though. It's that time frame is too small. Let me just make sure everything is okay with the screen. What else have we got? Can you share with us what tokens you're holding? I don't hold any tokens apart from Ethereum. FORFLIES, are these massive dumps like the one a few hours ago and this recent one just moves to trigger stops and cause liquidations? Eric, yes, absolutely. That's exactly what they're for. And you should actually rewind the live stream, because I was talking about them in quite a bit of detail earlier on. Fibonacci level to 50k is likely. I would personally be shocked if it breaks above that. Fucking hell. Yeah, exactly. I would be shocked too. So it might just happen. Gerardo just subscribed. Thank you very much. You were 60k. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's absolutely huge. FORFLIES, what exchange do you know of that manages their leverage settlement when you close a trade in stable USD and not Bitcoin? That's one of the biggest pet peeves for UK tax accounting. I don't know. I'm sorry. Probably take that question to Reddit or something like that. Someone's saying I look 35. Thank you. I wish they thought that in the LA bars. That would have been really nice. I get ID'd everywhere. In LA, anywhere. I mean, I think LA ID is everyone by default, to be honest. So I don't get ID'd here in Dubai. FORFLIES, do you hold any mining companies? No, I don't. FORFLIES, in one of your last live streams, you mentioned a bundle including your book and more. Could you drop that link once more? Absolutely. Well, it's actually already in the description, if I'm not mistaken. So which link is it? It's 1, 2, 3. It's the 4th link in the description. It's just titled Trade Insane. So you can find that right there. It's a bundle of a book, an audio book, and a video course. Oh, the video course is still not out yet, so I need to. It's recorded. We've just had so many issues rolling it out to you guys. My assistant is on it. I don't know. He didn't give me an update over the past few days, so I'm gonna follow that up with him. FORFLIES, the fib level to 50k looks promising. Okay, I already read that. What else have we got? Do I see Ethereum? Where do I see Ethereum at if Bitcoin continues to go higher towards 50k? if Bitcoin goes towards 50k, I don't think Ethereum is going to rise much, actually, because Ethereum is usually quite suppressed compared to Bitcoin. So it might just go up to the all-time high, for example. That would be entirely possible, because Bitcoin can rally a lot harder. What I'm much more interested in is when Bitcoin starts trading sideways or slightly dropping a little bit slowly. That's where I think things can really pop off for Ethereum. And at that point, I mean, you know, it's just, again, it's the same thing as Bitcoin right now. There's not really a ceiling, and so it's just down to where psychology will reject these coins. And so I was talking to a couple friends today about how you know, when the market is trading downwards, there's a lot of price history. It's very easy to conduct analysis because there are charts, there are patterns that were there in the past, there are support levels, there are resistance levels. It's easy to do TA, but when you're trading up, both of these friends, surprisingly to me, they thought that this market is harder to trade. And actually, I think it's a lot easier. I'm sorry, not this market, because Ethereum does have price action, does have price history, but Bitcoin doesn't. Bitcoin is in price discovery mode. You've never been here before other than today. And so, you know, these two people, they thought that actually Bitcoin is harder to trade when we don't have any price history. And I turned around to them and said, well, yeah, from a technical perspective, it's not as easy to trade anymore because you don't have technical levels, but it is easier if you understand psychology very well. And this is another strength that I actually, if you've been around for a while, you'll remember I mentioned that getting better at reading psychology and trading was one of my main priorities as a trader. I must have said this like a year and a half ago. This is quite a long time ago. And so I made it a priority, and it happened, and that's why I'm able to do so well over here. Crucially, TA still works. I mean, this whole live stream is TA, and you can see how it's working out really, really well, just down to small things like understanding these liquidity hunts and how they can affect you and how you can position yourself to avoid them. Different things like that. You either know it or you don't, and if you don't know it, you probably suffer for it. So I think that's really important. I'm going to go through a couple last questions. At 3:30 a.m. today, I am going to have to be signing off relatively soon. Great English accent you have. Thank you very much. Well, I was born in London, so born and raised in London. What else we got? Am I friends with Chris Crypto? Chris is one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Yes, I am. He's a really, really cool guy. He's inspirational to me. Not like as an analyst, but just as a friend, as a person. Go tell him I said that. He's gonna love that. Will institutions jump into ETH ever, given it has no scarcity, limited supply? That didn't stop them from jumping into a bunch of other things. So I don't know, but I don't think that's gonna stop them. If I put $20 into Bitcoin right now, how much would I make? I don't know. That's like, there's no such thing as a bad question, but man, you're really close to a bad question right there. What else we got? Video course is out? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, good. Okay, nice one. I didn't know that. Okay, I probably just missed the alert from my assistant then. FORFLIES, if the trend is so strong, oh, I've just missed it. There was a lot of questions. If the trend is so strong, why wouldn't someone just ladder down at psychological barriers to take advantage of dips and avoid liquidations from dumps? Grant, they do. The smart people do. They are. What have we got here? What else? There's a preacher in the comments. That's weird. Lucas, FORFLIES, do you think that there will be a correction soon? That's a super broad question. You should probably just rewatch the whole live stream. To answer your question, we're very likely to get one because we're at psychological resistance, but I don't think so. FORFLIES, do you think that when we reach 50k, we should be entering bear market till next halving? No. FORFLIES, good video as always. Thank you. Good night. Thank you very much, Marshall. Have a good night. Did I make all my money from crypto? No, but most of it. Have I tried biryani in Dubai? No. As you can tell, you might be able to tell, I'm raised Indian Pakistani. and it's not necessarily that I'm proud of it or not proud of it, but their food is bloody terrible. It's really unhealthy. So even though I firmly believe it's the best food in the world, like in terms of taste and stuff like that, it's also some of the worst I've ever seen as far as health goes, apart from the standard modern American diet, which is probably a bit worse. But I've really distanced myself from Indian Pakistani food because of that. What are my favorite indicators? I don't think I used it. Like briefly I used the EMA and Ichimoku cloud. Those are my two favorite indicators. But most of this live stream, which is now how long? It's been an hour and a bit. I haven't used a single indicator, so I don't really use them. My analysis is really simple. Pedro, I'm sorry you think I'm arrogant. I try my best. Can I check UMA? No, I'm not interested in altcoins, bro. FORFLIES, is 100 bitcoins enough to hodl? I don't know, it depends. FORFLIES, is this a difficult time for new investors to enter their long positions? I think this is a terrible time. Like I would be really uncomfortable opening up a position on Bitcoin right now. Like, you had a lot of time to do it before, man. Like, I don't know what to say to you if you didn't do it before, honestly. Like, I know this isn't what you want to hear, but I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, just like I'm gonna trade it obviously because it's easy, but I don't see the sense in this at all. I'm really sorry. I wish I could tell you what you wanted to hear, but you know that I don't do that. What else have we got? Did I go to a private school in London? No, I was raised in a state school all my life. My dad wanted to take me to a private school, but he is a businessman still, but downfall, I think, around when I was a child, and he lost a lot of his wealth, almost all of it. So he didn't end up taking me. No, I mean, I became well spoken like this and stuff through. I'm not well spoken. I swear all the time, but through the internet, really, surprisingly. I was kind of raised on the internet, really. Clint, you seem like you'd be a fun dude to have a drink with and shoot the shit. If I'm ever in Dubai, I'll hit you up. Well, thank you very much, Clint. I don't really go out for drinks and stuff like that often, but I'll take you up on that. Could someone do this for a living? Kimberly? Carlos, what does FORFLIES mean? FORFLIES is a stupid name I made when I was like 16, and it's a mix between, I don't even know. I don't know what the 4 is. Flies I've never revealed this story publicly. I'm just too embarrassed. It's so stupid. But the Flies comes from Time Flies Tuesday, which is a musical duo based in America. They've made some really good songs back in the day. They still do. And I just really liked them at the time. I don't know where the 4 came from. So, yeah. Stupid name. Just stuck with it. How would you try to recover from a 70% loss of your portfolio? Man, I've been there, and my approach was to take it really... This is a whole different video, man. In fact, there's a video I made on this, which is the bonus episode in the Trade Insane in the Trade Insane course. That's the 4th link in the description. That's the bonus video. That's a really big question you asked me, so I'm not going to answer it in this stream because I'm tired. But that bundle I just mentioned, that Trade Insane bundle, I ask you to name your own fair price. So watch the video and I explain to you what the product is. Then I ask you to name your own fair price. The minimum is $37. So if you can't afford more than that, then Bitcoin Atlas, you can buy that and you can watch the bonus video. And I explain. That video is straight from my advanced course, my Advanced FORFLIES Academy, which is $2,700. And that video answers your question. FORFLIES, please tell me a story on how you got your name with your fly being open, the one Carl from the Moon tells. I've never heard the story behind Carl the Moon's name, although I'm guessing it's pretty simple. I've just said, yeah, like I don't even know where the 4 came from. I was like, at 16, you change your mind about who you love and what you want to obsess with all the time, especially like in my generation. It's fashionable in my generation to obsess over something. Help someone who's completely new. Explain basic reading of charts, please. I don't do that in these videos. I should actually I have another course on that, which is design. Like if you you can find this. Just Google it. Type in just put it in YouTube. Bitcoin trading tutorial or something, or Bitcoin how to analyze Bitcoin. If you want this information structured in a very neat way, which has had a lot of success for my students inside VIP, then I have a course on that, and you can reach out to find information on that course from me. It's structured very, very well. It's an amazing course. I'm really, really proud of it. Very happy with it. If you've bought the Trade Insane bundle, then you know what kind of quality we do with our paid stuff. You've seen these free videos, which are absolutely top notch as well. My course obviously is more of that. So you can see how I my take on that, but other than that, just YouTube it. Just search it up in YouTube if you want something for free, and you'll find what you're looking for anyway. FORFLIES, Pakistani people have been found most corona resistance because of such food and high immunity due to biryani and karahi. That's very interesting. I don't really believe any of the statistics on COVID. I know it's real, but I'm not so sure about that. That sounds like the kind of rumor that would be spread in a Pakistani family just for pride. What else have we got? Any other crypto related questions? Any thought on NIO? No, not really. Don't know what that is. FORFLIES, do you use any programs to trade stocks? No. FORFLIES, Polish food is very healthy. Yeah, European food in general is pretty healthy. But compared to non-Western countries that use a lot of spices, it's so bland in taste. Yes, I also agree with you there. European food also does have an amazing taste palette compared to compared to Indian, Pakistani. But actually, the thing I learned is it's not necessarily that the taste range is small in European food. It's just that other cuisines will desensitize you to real flavors. And I learned this when I went to the Mediterranean, where I couldn't really enjoy Mediterranean foods that most Mediterranean people would really get very excited over. Just simple things like a tomato salad. I'd be like, what the fuck is it? Why would I want a tomato salad? Because in the UK, first of all, we get shit tomatoes in the UK. What tomatoes are you gonna get? And so they're frozen, whatever. They're not really good quality. They're not fresh, and that really puts you off. But then crucially, if you're actually kind of going through eating fast food or all the other shit that you eat in the West, yeah, your taste buds don't know how to they're too desensitized to good real food. How would a Bretton Woods agreement? I don't know what that is, bro. Well done. Make sure you look after your dad now. Oh, of course. Yeah, actually, I just sent him 10K a couple days ago. Without telling him. That was always fun. I love doing that. Nah, he's amazing, and he's the best dad ever, 100%. A Pakistani dad's gonna slap you for talking about his wealth. He's gonna be okay. He raised me. He's done pretty well, I think. FORFLIES, thoughts on a 100% ETH portfolio? I can't give you thoughts on that, bro. FORFLIES, what are your 2 favorite hard wallet? No comment. FORFLIES, what do you think will happen if after Bitcoin reaches 50K? No idea. Hopefully we just blow straight through it and keep going up. That would be fun. Carl at the Moon has been spreading a completely different story about your name. I'd have a word with him if I were you. He has. I'll go text him after this. I don't know what he's been saying. I never even talked to him about the name. Yeah, he's never asked me. He's a really nice guy, by the way. They're all really nice guys. It's shocking. All these YouTubers out here, they're amazing. FORFLIES, do you think ETH will fall below 720 again? Entirely possible. Unlikely, I think, but entirely possible. If so, at what price would you feel confident that we'll never see sub 120 again? That's an oddly specific question. 720. Look, if we cross the all-time high, I think the chances of coming back below the all-time high are pretty low. Put it that way. UK food is way too bland. Yes, it is, Dixie. I'm a funny guy. Thank you. Any guess the next pullback will be? Considering how extreme this rally is, I actually think that a 40% pullback is most likely. A really, really big one that scares the shit out of a lot of people. And crucially, it's gonna look scary, right? There's gonna be a lot of news headlines and things like that that make you feel justified in being scared. And I think that's gonna, like, what is this, just out of curiosity? If we did a 40% dump now, that would put us where? Yeah, 24. There's not really support there. Probably a little bit lower, like 42, or a little bit less, like 35%. I think would make a lot of sense. Garam masala is actually very healthy for you. Yeah, I mean, there are exceptions to everything, but in general, the Pakistani Indian diet is terrible unless you're a vegetarian. No, maybe especially if you're a vegetarian. Do you see Bitcoin as a hedge against fiat currency collapse? Absolutely. Every time Bitcoin hits 40k, it seems to dip right after and not hold. What is your thought on that? Charter, I think you're analyzing on too small of a time frame, because if you looked at the 1 minute time frames when we were trying to breach 30,000, for example, or any other significant level with a round number, you probably would have seen the same thing. So I actually think that you're reading a little bit too deep into this at the moment, but that's just my opinion. If some coin have less coin market cap than Bitcoin, can it have bigger price than Bitcoin? Yes, that's why YFI, which has a very low supply, has a much higher price than, well, had a much higher price than Bitcoin. Now it doesn't anymore, but which is super impressive, by the way. But that's just because the overall supply is low, and so the overall market is small, but the price is big. Crypto Lock, you are way more funny live. Long, can we get a bad analogy? Yeah, let's do a bad analogy. How are we doing this? It's got to be freestyle though. I don't think we can do it on request. They need to come naturally. I'll just see if someone asks a question that requires an analogy, we'll do it. You can see me making one live. Although every video is freestyled anyway, so I just have notes occasionally that I use, but I don't really tend to use them. FORFLIES, did you come to Dubai via work visa? Not going to comment, bro. I'm from the UK, just curious. I'm fed up being here too. Now, there are a lot of options that you can explore. If you're interested, I can tell you about a company that I've spoken to a little bit. They're really good, and you can DM me on Telegram if you want the details. UK food, I've read that. Oh, there's a lot of questions coming in. I think this is just what tends to happen at this kind of channel size, really. I mean, 1,000 viewers holding it stable is pretty impressive. Thank you guys very much. If we could shoot up those likes and the subscribe and the subscriptions, that would be awesome. Already nearly at 60,100. So thank you very much for all the support. Do I have a positive percentage boundary that I go by when selling for profit, or how do I determine when to sell or partially sell? Good question. Really, I only tend to sell at resistance levels or when there's good reason to expect that the trend might reverse. And so with my recent Ethereum position, I was taking profits relatively aggressively purely because Bitcoin was at resistance. So it was at $40,000 resistance. So I thought that a dump like this could happen. And as a result, I just wanted to lock in some easy gains, basically. What do I eat? These questions are interesting today. I love eating shawarma. Believe it or not, I own a Ferrari, and I like to... with cars I go big, but the rest of my life I'm super low-key and humble. So these shawarmas I'm eating, they're like 4 dirhams each, which is like 80 pence GBP, or like $1.20 US. So like these are really, really cheap meals. Like I'm pretty, like, I love cars, don't get me wrong, it's the one thing I'll really spend a lot of money on, but apart from that, I'm super low-key. Oh, and I spend a lot on shisha. I have a bad habit with shisha, I have to admit it. How do I think 1220 is high? How do I think 1220? I don't think it's high. No, I think Ethereum can go to the all-time high. In fact, I'm very much like expecting it. FORFLIES, should a holder worry about buying Bitcoin at these price levels? I don't know what a holder should do, bro. I can't give recommendations. I would be shitting myself if I had to buy at these levels. I think these are really bad levels to be buying at personally. Like I don't think there's any good idea to be buying around here. This is pretty stupid in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. I mean, you know, like I've been holding since 2017, so I'm just not the right person to ask, really. I mean, yeah, so that's sounds good as fuck. I'm hungry now. I don't blame you. I think I'm starting to get hungry. Oh, here's for your analogy. What's it like to be an XRP moon boy? Being an XRP moon boy is like going above and beyond, hoping that you'll always impress your wife, but your wife's boss keeps on taking her. This is how bad being an XRP moon boy is. Talk about XRP for bad analogies. Oh, guys, you really want it today, don't you? Let's just look at the chart. It will come naturally. You know, again, it's... So we look at the chart today. I mean, XRP is up by quite a bit. You know, like it's really pumped, and from low to high, it's done well. But these are usually just dead cat bounces. Look, this is 50% up, and this is a really big pump that XRP saw, and now it's already lost a lot of it. I mean, from high to current price, it's already down again by 15%. So the total pump now from 50% up here, the total pump now is only 27. Only done half of that move now, and you can see how like it does this all the time. It will get a really big pump really quickly. Look at this. This was another 22% pump, and how quickly did we lose all of those gains within 3 days? Another instance over here. We pumped from low to high 66%. How quick till we erase it all? 3 bloody days. I mean, it keeps making attempts at these kind of things, and it just keeps getting rejected because it's utter shit. Nobody wants to buy it if it doesn't look sexy enough to be rising really quickly. So this is the kind of, like, again, another bad analogy for you guys. This one's going to piss a lot of people off. This is like that really unattractive woman that gets a little bit of attention every now and then. You're like, she's got a fake Tinder profile. Now we're onto it. Now you guys are getting it. She's got a fake Tinder profile. She's catfishing you guys. I mean, it's real, but, you know, like the first picture is 3 girls. So like, which one is it? Is it the fat one? Yes, usually it is. And then, you know, like next picture, she's taking pictures all up at these fucking high ass angles, and you can't really tell who she is. And so there's a little bit of attention coming. She gets the validation she wants a little bit. Occasionally she gets the one night stand with the Chad, and that's absolutely amazing for her. But broadly speaking, it's just a little bit of texting. Then they realize that she's fake, and then they just keep dumping her. This is Ripple. There you go. There you go. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I definitely did. Definitely pissed off a few people, but that's okay. We're not snowflakes here. If we are, you can leave. No need for snowflakes. Cheers from Argentina. Shawarma is great. Yes, shawarmas are amazing, but actually, Argentinian steaks are top class. Absolutely top class. I don't think anything comes close. FORFLIES, did you leave the Ferrari in the UK? No, I have it in Dubai. I still have the Porsche in the UK. I don't know what I'll do with that, and the Tesla. The older XRP get the less advanced. Yeah, you can definitely apply that to the analogy I just made as well. Yeah, you guys are loving that. Okay. We got in these comments. This is it, Chief. Yeah. What's the best way to buy up the dips? Oh, that's a difficult question. I don't know. Buy at support, maybe. Being an XRP moon boy is like being Jerry comparing himself to Rick and Morty. I haven't seen it, unfortunately. I can't comment on that. What do I think about Cardano? Oh, Cardano. Yeah, I should do some analysis on Cardano. Okay, so I already said this. I would expect it to come down to this green line. Broadly speaking, I think that the altcoins have seen a big pump, and this might be all they get for a little short time. It's not a big pump, to be honest. Tron didn't see a massive pump, but I think they've seen their pumps, and Bitcoin might continue to rise in dominance, which is actually a little bit concerning for Ethereum in my opinion, but we'll see what happens there. Fitness challenged is the proper term now. We'll just go for fat. Fat shaming is important. I used to be really fat, so this is the reason I had low confidence and things like that when I was a kid. I was really fat, I was obese, and never had friends and stuff like that. And fat shaming worked. Like, it's fucking terrible. Don't get me wrong. It feels really bad, and it will push some people to the edge, and it will be really bad. But like the rates of I know correlation doesn't equal causation, but the rates of overweight people and obesity that we see right now is through the roof. It's just not okay. And you didn't get that in kids like 30 years ago before I was born, you know? And it's not because fat shaming used to be a thing and now it's not. It's obviously just because, I don't know, we just weren't such disgusting dopamine junkies. But you know, I mean, you know, these pushes, they're good. They feel terrible, but you fucking ought to feel terrible if you're fat. Like, it's disgusting. It's bad for you, man. Like really, really bad. You know, like I don't think people realize this as much as they're supposed to. TRX is dead. I don't think it's dead, man. It's pretty shocking actually from a technical perspective. Actually, yeah, very well maybe dead. But crucially, I think it's still really nice to trade, and this is the reason I still keep looking at it. A lot of you guys love an analogy. Thank you very much. Sorry for not being as savvy as you guys. This is from Carol. This is a good question. How do you make gains if you hold all the time? I don't get it. Do you just take your profit out but keep the rest in? So Carol, these people are having what's called unrealized profits. And this means you've made a profit on paper, but it's dollars is usually what people care about. So it's kind of like you've got money in your bank, you've got like $1 million in your bank, and you buy a house for 800,000, and now you only have 200 in the bank, and that house rises from 800,000 to 1600,000, but your bank account is still the same. So on like overall on paper, you're worth $800,000 more because your house doubled in value, but in the bank you still have the same amount of money. And that becomes a realized profit. It's unrealized before. You haven't realized the gain. You realize the gain when you close the position, when the house is sold and the other 800K is deposited in your account, and now you've got 1.8 million. So same thing with trading. This is also, by the way, the reason that taking profits is so important. You know, like we go back to this amazing VIP member who turned 30K into now $1 million. After 10 months in being a VIP, and it absolutely was down to also taking profits regularly and making sure that gains were realized, making most out of these positions. Once again, if you want to join VIP, steps for that are on screen. That's what I was looking for, my dude. Well, there you go. I'm really glad I delivered for you, man. There we go. Argentina steaks, Ferrari, Porsche, Tesla. Let's go for a shawarma. Yeah, I do the same. That's amazing. Yeah, sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. From Manila here, nice. I love shawarma, yes. Bought XRP at 16.4. How do you buy at 16.4? You must be talking about a different currency. That analogy was amazingly funny and spot on. Thank you very much. Were you a Bitcoin OG? Nope. 2017 I got in. Gerardo, your setup is good. What app program do I use to live stream? No comment. Pretty obvious. You guys have seen it before. I'm just not going to go into it though. Do I hold Uniswap? Nope. It's true. It's causing all sorts of problems across the UK and America by this normalizing and glorifying bullshit of being overweight. Yeah, have you guys seen that magazine cover with the really fat woman and it says this is healthy? Stupid. I don't get it. Like, you don't see this stuff in the Middle East. Nigerian and FORFLIES is based as fuck. Holy shit. Well, thank you very much. I mean, I've standing on the shoulders of greats or giants, whatever the quote was. You know, like it's not me. I just, you know, you're exposed to the right ideas, and I was lucky enough to be done. You know, and that's a really, really important skill. Kind of learned this from reading books, and part of it was self-taught. Part of it was taught by other people. And you know, like I see it as part of my duty with this massive following now at 60K, you know, like another like 14K on Twitter and 10K on Instagram. Like I feel a responsibility to be sharing some of this stuff, because some people will be wanting to listen, some people will be ready to hear these things, and they will see the light. And crucially, like the kind of approach I take is never to tell you what's right or wrong, although sometimes I do out of mistake, like being fat is wrong. Like obviously, I don't think that's up for debate, but crucially, it's more so to just give you the tools to make your own decisions, and that's always the best approach. Like help you get to a place where you can make your own decisions in anything. I think I'll get going soon. I said this would be a short one, and look at this, we're at 1 hour. 1.5 hours now. Always happens. I love these live streams so much. They're so fun for me because I get to talk to you guys one-to-one. It's really nice, and on top of that, because it's a live stream, I can justify going on for a really long time talking about very advanced concepts. And You know, like a lot of people, they want to, like a lot of people get very excited when they find out I'm a trader in real life and they want to talk trading with me. They want to talk analysis. And I'm just thinking, I don't want to talk to you. Like the kind of stuff I do is it's not to say it's on a completely different level, like I'm higher than you, but that's definitely not what I'm thinking. But it's more so like the kind of stuff I do is very, very narrow focused on one particular type of thing. And I can talk about that forever. As you can tell, I can effortlessly talk about this for 2 hours straight. But other people, they just kind of talk about really random, boring, like ground level analysis skills, and it just bores the hell out of me. But this, I get to talk for a really long time about things that I feel like I understand quite well, and then you guys understand it quite well too. So that's really good. Really cool. FORFLIES, how much capital did you start with in your first crypto investment? £300, and then I lost it, and then £300 again, and then I lost it, and so on. Happened a lot. FORFLIES, if Bitcoin does make a large drop, would I expect ETH to follow the same drop or move independently? I think ETH would drop even harder. It almost always does. If Bitcoin has a big drop, ETH usually drops harder. Ethereum, by the way, if any of you didn't know. FORFLIES, I see a strategy revolves a lot around support resistance levels. Yes, because it's very simple. But how do you trade when we're in price discovery? Breakouts. I trade breakout levels. So if we rise above a prior high, I would go long. For example, that's usually what I do. It's a little bit more nuanced than that, but typically that is all just down to waiting for resistance to appear. So yeah, well, I mean, I would trade a breakout and then resistance would appear, and then I might be out of my position, and then I would trade the next breakout after resistance has appeared. So it's pretty easy. Where do I buy my Bitcoin? I don't buy. I just make Bitcoin because of trading. That's a pretty cool flex. How old was I when I became a millionaire in GBP? I don't know, because I don't really track GBP for anything. USD, I was 17, I think. It was last year. I can't remember now. How long do I typically hold long positions? Usually no more than... Before it was no more than like a week, but lately I'm opening those positions a little bit longer because the market is just rewarding me for doing that. But never really more than 2 weeks or anything. House Prog lets me in Dubai. Shoot me a DM, bro. I'll always try and make time where I can. Roman, FORFLIES, how long do I usually sleep? 8 hours, non-negotiable. Doesn't matter what time I sleep, it's always 8 hours. FORFLIES, Sol altcoin looking good for a scalp. I don't really look at altcoins, bro. Same for District. Malik asking about District. Any social media or anything you can follow your day trades? That's actually what VIP is for. I don't post it anywhere. FORFLIES, how long was it until you had a successful account? I mean, I started in 2017 and I was successful in 2017 because everyone was. And then the bear market came and trading became difficult, or I should say normal. And it took me about 6 months from there. But overall, a really, really long time, because that's a very shortened story of what happened. FORFLIES, have you seen how GT coin pumped? Nope. Can I look at CEL token again? Not interested in altcoins. You were born in London but now live in Dubai. What was the story? How did your parents react? My parents, when I told them about the tax bill I had to pay, which is public information, by the way, were very much on board when I told them that I wanted to leave the UK. So it was an easy choice. I was born in London, yeah, born and raised, school, dropped out of school. Yeah, by the way, a lot of you guys probably don't know, I left high school early. I hated school from the beginning. Since I was like 5, I always hated school. Maybe not 5, like since I was 10, I always hated school. And I had to bank up a lot of money in order to feel safe to leave school, and then I did, thanks to crypto. There's an interesting story behind that, but I'm too hungry and tired to talk about it today. And from there, yeah, I basically I dropped out of high school at 17. This is just exactly 2 years back, almost exactly 2 years back. Actually, the story of how I dropped out of high school is funny. It has to do with Dubai. It was almost exactly like 2 years and 3 months ago. Bitcoin was pumping and reached $5,000 or something. And or maybe not 5,000. I think it was like 7,000 or something. And I went to my mom, and I think I was relatively new to money or something like that, because obviously like raised on welfare and stuff. Like my family wasn't rich. And I went to her and I said, "Hey, we're going to Dubai. I want us to stay on the Palm Jumeirah, which is the really big, the palm, basically the artificial palm." I told her I want to stay there because Bitcoin is up, and I knew Bitcoin would go down. And then surprise, surprise, it did, because FORFLIES is always right, and he doesn't have a massive ego at all. And so I told her I wanted to stay on the palm. Let's do it. She told me no because it's too expensive, and I didn't listen because I never listen. And sometimes it's a very good idea, sometimes it's a bad idea. But I didn't listen. I booked it on the Palm, and bearing in mind I was like 17 at this time, 16, whatever, I don't know, something like that. I had a lot of independence at that time. For the first time in my life, I had bought my car, and I was driving around in my car. I think I was 17 at this time, or maybe I was close. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Not relevant to the story. And so I had this independence. We were in Dubai. It was a lavish vacation. Obviously, I don't spend like that usually. Like I just don't. It's not interesting to me. But I had to at that time, because I had just like it was. I was trading really well in the bear market, like really, really well. And so I couldn't resist, basically. Really, really good vacation. Paid for it all myself. Felt like the man of the house. Felt like I was finally made into something, and my mum could now rely on me, and everything she did for me for a long time. I was finally out. This is a bull flag. Look at this. This is a classic bull flag. Easy bull flag. Easy bull flag. I wouldn't be surprised if I wake up and we're above 40k. Hopefully it happens. We could dump. Super likely we'll dump as well, but this is a bull flag. So we're having this really good vacation. I'm feeling like the man of the house. We come back to London, and I go back to school, because obviously this was during the December winter break. I come back to school, and the teachers ask me, "Sammy, where's the homework? And where's the coursework? And we're going to give you detention if you didn't, like, you're going to go to detention if you didn't do the homework. And, oh, you didn't do the coursework, and you're not, like, you're behind on your assignments. We're going to call your parents to tell them that you need to be disciplined." And I thought, fuck this. Like, I've just stepped into all this independence, and at that point I already had like a relatively significant portion of wealth, like definitely enough by most people's standards to where like I could support myself. By my standards, I could support myself for years, because like I said, my living costs are not high, and I just thought, fuck this. Like I just can't do this anymore, and I just left after like a week of coming back, almost exactly 2 years ago to this day. So that's how that's my story. I will go to bed soon, John. To be honest with you though, like I said at the beginning of this live stream, I stay up for American time zones a lot of the time, and so sleeping at like 4 or 5 a.m. is pretty normal for me. I'm 19 now though, to answer your questions. I like that story. It's a good story. It's about buying back freedom. It's important to me. Kev, yeah, I've answered the question about my name. A lot of you guys are very interested in moving out to the Middle East, aren't you? I get a lot of questions every live stream. People are asking me about living costs in the Middle East. No, they're a lot lower compared to the UK in the Middle East. If you're looking at the right places and you don't need to live lavish, you'll pay half of what you pay in the UK. I mean, it depends on where you live, but even in like downtown, I can't say actually, but even in downtown, the numbers are cheap. I'm in downtown right now. Delilah, FORFLIES, you're cracking me up in these chats. Thank you. XRP pumping? Always is pumping, isn't it? We're at 400 likes for this live stream. You guys are loving this, aren't you? A lot of new subscribers as well. Thank you very much, guys. Welcome to the channel. If you're not already part of the FORFLIES Telegram group, then the link is in the description. It's our free Telegram group. We give you updates and analysis there. Obviously, these live streams, these videos, they're only once a day. Some actually, like on average, these videos are not once a day. They're more like twice or once every 2 days or once every 3 days. This FORFLIES Gold channel has some value in it for free every day, nearly every day. So it's absolutely great to be in. And then if you want to join VIP to watch me trade in real time and a bunch of other benefits, then the steps to join are on screen right now. Thank you for all the support, guys. Really, really nice. Really appreciate it. I think it's time for me to get going. because it's been quite a long live stream today. We've had a really good reception, so thank you very much. Take any final questions if we have them, and then I'll get going. How do I learn to trade as a beginner? Mistakes, books, courses, and mentors. Mistakes number 1, books number 2. But that's only because I couldn't afford mentors. When I got mentors, that's when it jumped. The last month I picked a good jump of, yeah, it sounds like financial advice. I can't give you financial advice. Great story and good for you. Thank you very much. Yeah, school is good. You only need it for the basics though. I mean, as soon as they start, I remember in school they were literally teaching me stuff and we had to like recite it for exams, that conservative voters are typically less educated. And I don't care what way you lean, whether you lean left or right, just like teaching kids that conservative voters are typically less educated is super misleading, because like university systems will always typically have more liberal people coming out of it, but it doesn't mean they're smarter. And like educated, yes, but we don't really make the distinction that education doesn't mean smartness or intelligence. And so that's a big deal. All right, I think when do I start minting with others? I think I can do it. I couldn't do it in the UK because of the laws, but obviously in Dubai they want you to do business and they want you to get rich. So I think I can offer mentorship now, and I'm interested in doing it. If you want to find out details about it, just DM me on Telegram. I'll tell you a little bit about it, but I don't really have anything finite just yet. It's such a nice comment, Carol. Thank you. I'm not even going to read it out loud. You're going to make me blush. Thank you very much. She is. Absolutely, she is. Am I buying a Roadster rather than a Lamborghini? Hell yes, I am, brother. Hell yes, I am. What books do I recommend? They're in the description. I've got 2 really, really good books in the description. They absolutely changed my life as a trader. Do I think Bitcoin's headed a lot higher? Yes. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to make it a wrap there. I told you this would be a short live stream and then it wasn't, and I don't regret that at all. It's been an absolute pleasure. So thank you once again for tuning in. Really, really fun. I love doing these. And yeah, just one final time if we can shoot up. Michael, I'm not going to trade this bull flag because I'm already on a trade on Ethereum. But once again, if we can shoot up the likes and subscribe and tick the bell and do all that beautiful stuff, that would be much appreciated. Final time, if you guys are interested in joining VIP, this was the message I shared yesterday. I don't want to talk about this one too much though, because it's pretty personal. But once again, if you guys want to join VIP and see how this guy is, I really have to make a big deal out of this one. This guy just became a millionaire today in crypto. Started off with $30,000 with 3.6 BTC when Bitcoin was at a price of 7,900 roughly. I just checked the numbers today, and yeah, it's just absolutely amazing progress from 3.6 BTC to 27.7, and there's a lot more on other exchanges as well. Really, really cool. So huge congrats to this guy. If you want to see how he's been able to pull this off, how this member has been able to pull off his 370% and 230% profit and all that beautiful stuff, then the steps to join are on screen right now. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next live stream or video. See you all inside of FORFLIES Gold and VIP as well. What has more weight, psychological levels or fib levels? I can't even resist. Look, I just keep going. I don't know what has more weight, but when they're both together, I think that's when you have a really good combination. All right, guys, I'm gonna head off. So you guys take it easy. Have a great day.